So I decided to do my IRI with my nephew Dylan. He just finished first grade, but when he first started first grade in September, his kindergarten teacher and the reading specialist put him in a remedial reading class. They did this because he was reading below grade level, which kind of surprised all of us because none of us really had a reading problem or issue or anything throughout school. So we were kind of surprised, but he ended up doing really well with it. After 2 trimesters, he was discharged because he reached grade level and no longer needed the support. So I thought it'd be interesting to do the IRI with him because I do know him so well. I know his habits, I know his personality, and I do know that he is a good reader. And I just kind of wanted to figure out more. So when I administered the IRI, the numbers might be backwards, but I'll tell what they are. These are his results. With oral reading, he did pretty well with word recognition overall. I started him at the B level because that's where it was supposed to start, and went all the way to D. The reason I stopped at D was because his comprehension kept decreasing. You can see he started at an 8 out of 10, dropped to 6.5 out of 10, and then dropped to a 6 out of 10. This is considered the buffer zone. Since he was in the buffer zone for more than 2 levels, I decided to stop the oral reading process there. In the textbook, they state that if a student is in the buffer zone for more than 1 level, that he will likely gain the skills to move into a new level quicker than if he quickly transitioned from independent to frustration. So that's kind of a good sign for Dylan that he just needs a little extra support to reach that extra reading level. For silent reading, you could see his comprehension also steadily decreased. He started at 8.5 out of 10, went to a 7 out of 10, and then dropped to a 5 out of 10. I stopped there too. He has high word recognition, but comprehension skills are lacking. So that's what my intervention focused on. But let's move on to listening capacity. I started at the E level. He only did 5 out of 10, so I just stopped right there. So for his reading levels, he is independently recognizing at a B, but only comprehending at an A. That means his instructional levels are ranging from B to D or C for word recognition. His frustration level for listening is E. So Dylan isn't really cut and clear what level he's reading at and what he can and can't do. He just kind of has a strength, which is word recognition, and a need in the form of reading comprehension. So when I was developing this intervention program, I thought it'd be beneficial to incorporate intervention for strategies to use before reading, during reading, and after reading. Because knowing Dylan for his whole life, I know that he kind of doesn't think before he acts, and I'm sure he doesn't think before he reads. So I thought that a good before reading strategy to use with him is an anticipation guide. An anticipation guide has students think about their background knowledge about a certain topic and answer yes or no, true or false, based on their current beliefs. So, for example, if students were about to learn about pond animals, there would be certain statements that require them to make a judgment on pond animals. And that kind of gets their prior knowledge activated and gets them knowing what they're going to read about, which I think would be beneficial for Dylan. So he doesn't just jump into it, which I know that he does. And for the during reading intervention, I chose a directed reading thinking activity. It's kind of just a teacher directing and guiding the readers through questioning. So the readers would stop at a certain point and answer certain questions just to kind of keep them focused, because I know Dylan rushes into things, as I said before, and kind of just, I'm sure, rushes through the passage without really thinking about it. So I think having him stop and focus would be a good beneficial thing for him. And for the after reading strategy, I thought that a QAR, or question answer relationship strategy, will work best for him. This will show him that you don't only look at the surface of the passage. You need to dig deeper and realize that there's more to a passage than just who and what. You need to think about why, how, analyze the passage, and I think he needs to realize that that is important, and realizing that you need to look at the text differently and put things together and to answer certain types of questions will be beneficial for him. I will continue to work with Dylan with using these strategies, and hopefully his comprehension skills will improve.